You're good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our April 21st council meeting. Our first order of business is a call to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. So please join us and rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're welcome. Item number 2 in our agenda is the reading of the sunshine statement and roll call. I said call it roll or something earlier, sorry. Sunshine statement and roll call by our municipal clerk, Mrs. Lauren Statz.
This meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of April 21st, 2025 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 9th, 2025, and as a teleconference was noticed in the official Dunellen website on April 17th, 2025, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on April 17th, 2025, and has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento,
Present.
Council President Sigmund,
Here.
Mrs. Albertson,
Here.
Mrs. Lance,
Here.
Mrs. Rios,
Here.
Mr. Scott,
Here.
and Mr. Vandermark, noted absent.
Before we head to item number 3 on the agenda, I'm just going to ask that we do have a moment of silence for the passing of Pope Francis. I know some people are not Catholic or Christian faith, but even on a humanistic perspective, he was a man of integrity and for the people of all. So if we just have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Item number 3 on the agenda is approval of our meeting minutes from the April 7th council meeting. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Move it, segment.
Second. Okay, any comments, additions, or edits to the meeting minutes of April 7th as they currently stand? Without hearing any, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
and Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Item number 4 on the agenda is adoption of our ordinances. We have 3 this evening. First up is 2025-09. An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank for the calendar year 2025. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Move it, segment.
Second, Lance.
At this moment in time, we'll open the floor to the public for comment on 2025-09 solely. We ask that you please state your name and address. Without hearing any, we'll open the floor to mayor and council for discussion. With no further comment, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
and Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Can I have a motion and second on 2025-10? An ordinance to amend the general legislation of the Borough of Dunellen Municipal Code, Chapter 204, Parks and Playgrounds, Section 4, Sporting Events and Water Activities, Use of Vehicles.
Move it, Rios.
Second, segment.
As a reminder to the public, this is an ordinance that prohibits motorized or electronic scooters or bikes, with the exception of those who are disabled. So with that, we will open the floor for the public to comment and question 2025-10 solely. Please state your name and address. Without hearing any, we'll close that portion to the public and open the floor to mayor and council for discussion.
Question?
Yeah.
So with this ordinance, are penalties required to be added to the language here? Like in the case that someone violates?
Well, it's an amendment. I believe the original ordinance should have penalties
Violates.
associated to it.
Yes, it's a myth, existing ordinance. Looking for.
I'm gonna look at chapter 2.
Change to the existing penalties, but I'll have to find the ordinance and anyway. the penalty should be clear in the ordinance. I don't see it. I'm looking at it right now. It's an amendment. If the penalties are not in the existing ordinance, my recommendation is we further amend it to be specific as to the penalties. So
There are.
are there penalties?
Sorry. That's okay. The last.
Violation and penalties. It's section 20412. Any person who 500 was it? Any person who violates any provision of this chapter shall upon conviction thereof be punished by a fine not exceeding 500 or by imprisonment for a term not exceeding 90 days or both. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much. for
good
pointing
point.
that out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And will signage be placed?
Well, it does say on the signs already no bikes.
Yes, but not electric
I
or
think it could be
motorized.
broad. I think that language could be broad enough. They mean motorized. It says bicycle. So,
But did you-
Lieutenant, you're the enforcer on this one, your team. I think it already says no bikes or scooters.
And the only, I asked because there was somebody with a four-wheeler there the other day. So.
Wow.
Four-wheeler, like an ATV.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, that's not a lot.
No, I know, I told him to leave, but, it was a lot there.
And that would be a whole different statute, you're right.
I think the question is the current signage says bicycles and scooters not allowed. I think that is broad enough language for the motorized.
That's on the track, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you have any kind of signage that's gonna say for the entire perimeter. Go ahead.
We'll have to look into the
Yeah.
required signage to see if it properly puts residents on notice of what's actually prohibited. So
Mr. Herkert's here, so he'll take an inventory of the park and what's not there, we'll add. That's a good point,
Thank you.
Councilman. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
With that, there are other types of like electric motorized things, like one wheel, it's like a one-wheel skateboard. There's other options. I don't know if we need to add the language for that as well. Is that significant enough that we can amend it on the floor?
yeah, evident is, shall right. Drive e-bikes, motorized scooters, or
Yeah.
other motorized vehicles. I think that's probably probably.
Okay.
I'm just talking about for when we do, if we add signage.
With the signage with reference to specific section statute.
Awesome, thank you.
any further discussion or questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes,
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
and Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Okay, can we have a motion and second on 2025-11 bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of Dunellen appropriating $3,338,700, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,380,444.40 bonds or notes.
Move it, Sigmund.
second Albertson.
Moment in time, we'll open the floor to the public for any comments or questions solely to 2025-11. Just to reiterate, this is the funding mechanism for various capital improvements for the year of 2025, many of which will be covered by grants as they get completed. The public? Without hearing any, we'll open the floor to mayor and council. Without hearing any, roll call, please. Oh, sorry.
I just, for clarification, I spoke to Councilwoman Rios. There was a much longer explanation at the prior meeting. That I've researched the issue, and in my opinion, Councilwoman Rios is authorized to vote on this ordinance, which requires 2/3 of the full governing body to vote on it. This will be governed by the doctrine of necessity, as would the resolution 183. It has to do with the introduction, the amendment to the introduction municipal budget. And again, there was a much longer explanation at the prior meeting. Essentially, that doctrine in situations of great public interest where there's a necessity to move forward, and specifically given the fact that there is no personal or financial involvement in any of the matters. It was my opinion that Councilwoman Rios should be authorized to vote on this matter, both matters.
And just so it's public records, due to her association as a firefighter at the Dunellen Fire Department.
Firefighter.
That's why it's keep it on. Or scratching their head while you're bringing that up. Okay, roll call, please. Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Robertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes,
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Abstain position in the fire department.
And Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Item number 5 on the agenda is resolutions. We have resolutions 180 through 191. Mrs. Stats, if you can read them out and just give us a moment to speak on them if we do.
Resolution number 180 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund?
second Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamb?
Yes,
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Resolution number 181 is authorizing the rejection of all bids for the demolition and site remediation of former strip joint site 635 Boundbrook Road and re-advertising the project.
Move it, Sigmund?
second Albertson.
So just so everyone's aware, we're aware that the bids were received on March 27th in these chambers at 11 a.m. So due to irregularities with the apparent low bid and local public contracts law requirements with the one that was chosen, it appears that the project does need to be rebid. So that's what this resolution is and what we're going out to do. I know Mr. Miller has spoken to the rescue squad who is looking at making this their new location. It's a hiccup in the road, but best that we take best practices and do what's most appropriate. So that's what this resolution is for.
Okay, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes,
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Resolution 182 is authorizing the borough to execute a right of entry agreement for survey and exploration for the Greenbrook Flood Control Project.
Move it Rios?
Second, Sigmund?
So as we know, this is an ongoing project and process since 1973. But this is the Army Corps needs access to the properties again to do some reexamination and studies based upon some of the new mappings that they're doing. Am I understanding that correct?
That's correct.
So this agreement gives them permission, so we will be executing the appropriate communication so people are aware that this is going to be occurring. So
I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
yes,
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Resolution 183 is to amend resolution from April 7th, number 161, introducing the 2025 municipal budget.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second Rios?
And this change was only amending the date that it was advertised in the paper. The last resolution said the 10th. We couldn't get it on the 10th, so it was done on the 11th. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
yes,
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Abstain.
And Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Resolution 184 is for the Borough of Dunellen and the County of Middlesex, authorizing the solicitation of bids for the sale of the borough's wastewater system.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second Rios?
So I just want to speak on this resolution briefly. As you may recall, on March 3rd at our council meeting, we had a brief presentation exploring the potential sale of the wastewater system. As we made clear then and remains true now, this is purely exploratory. No decision has been made. Our goal is to conduct a full detailed analysis to ensure we're making the best possible choice for the residents and the future of Dunellen. Taking this next step does not commit us to any action. I think that's very important for all of us to understand, especially the public. It simply allows us to get a complete and accurate understanding of what our options are. Over the past month, our borough professionals, Francie McManaman is here this evening. She's been working with us, have drafted the bid specifications, which are now on file with the clerk's office. Tonight's resolution would authorize us to request bids based upon those specs. So we remain fully committed as a borough to transparency and keeping an open dialogue with the community throughout the process. So just to reiterate, this does not commit us to selling it. It's exploratory. It's us getting information so we can make the best sound judgment call moving forward. if we were to move any further than beyond just the receiving the bids, there is an entire process that is fully transparent with public input and feedback. And at the end of it would be a referendum. So the public would ultimately choose if that is the path that we would go down. Again, not committed. We're exploring. Francie, would you like to add anything beyond that? Okay, thank you. Okay,
Okay, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution 185 is to approve the temporary appropriations for 2025.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Abstain.
Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution 186 is to certify the calendar year 2024 audit.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution number 187 is accepting the corrective action plan for the calendar year 2024 audit.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
thank you.
Resolution number 188 is appointing William R. Scott, Chief of the Fire Department, as authorized signatory for any documents necessary to implement the firefighter certification program in the borough.
Move it, Albertson.
Second, Lance.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Abstained due to my position on the fire department.
Mr. Scott?
Abstain. Fire department.
Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution number 189 is to approve the Friends of the Dunellen Public Library for a basket raffle license on May 10th, 2025.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Abstain, Friends Executive Board Member.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution 190 is to approve the Friends of the Dunellen Public Library for an on-premise 50 raffle license for May 10th.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Abstain.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Resolution 191 is to authorize a partial refund of a performance bond to Vision Dunellen Urban Renewal LLC, which is 528 North Ave.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Item number 6 on the agenda is the consent agenda, 192 through 197. If council has any questions pertaining to any specific agenda item, please let us know so we can pull them out and discuss them separately from the overall consent agenda. Okay, can I have a motion second?
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
Roll call.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
And Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 7 on the agenda is council reports. Councilwoman Albertson.
Very short today. The Friends of the Dunellen Public Library are having a murder mystery dinner on May 10th at the George W. Hodgelick Firehouse. We invite the public to join us. Look at us on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, and flyers are around town. And the open air market opens on May 4th. It will be on the 1st and 3rd Sundays between May and October. Please come and join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rios.
Yes, buildings and grounds. Most of the replacement trees have been planted in the downtown area this past week. The DPW is currently working on ordering plants to be placed around the trees and will also be installing mulch. DPW, in collaboration with the school groundskeeper, has also been maintaining the ball field. Parsa was on site on April 18th to complete a sewer lateral repair on Penfield Place. The repair was necessary due to an improper connection made with a contractor working on the 2024 NJ American Water project had to cut the lateral line. Board of Ed, kindergarten registration is now open for Dunellen residents whose children will turn 5 years old on or before October 1st, 2025. Families may register their children for the 2025-2026 kindergarten program at Favorite Elementary School. Kindergarten parent orientation is May 21st at 6 p.m. Kindergarten student orientation is June 10th, 11th, and 12th. Registration will also be available during the parent orientation session. Upcoming school events, May 2nd is the Lincoln Middle School Spring Dance, and May 7th is National Bike to School Day. The next Board of Ed meeting will be held on May 6th at 7 p.m. Dunellen Public Library on April 23rd at 3:30, Fairy Terrarium Crafts with Mrs. Jessie. Ages 6 and up, please call to register. April 30th will be a butterfly tea craft, and every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. is story time for ages 3 and up. Every Friday at 3:15 is family movie night. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and check our website for more exciting upcoming events. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Lance?
For recreation, last Sunday, April 13th, the Dunellen Recreation Department held its annual Easter egg hunt, which turned out to be a tremendous success with a fantastic turnout. All 4 hunts were conducted on the football field with children from pre-K up to 3rd grade taking turns racing across the field to fill their baskets with Easter eggs. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the mayor and council for their support of all of these events. A special thank you goes to the fire department, rescue squad, and police department for their assistance. We appreciate the fire department for providing a special escort for our guest of honor, the Easter Bunny, making it a memorable experience for all of our Dunellen children. We would also like to acknowledge Dunellen High School volunteers who helped fill eggs throughout the week and assisted on the day of the hunt. Lastly, we thank the Recreation Commission for their commitment to helping make this and every event unforgettable. Tonight also marks an exciting evening for our recreation kids as coach pitch games kick off. Our minor league softball team plays their first home game and youth tennis begins. Youth spring tennis also is available for ages 6 through 17, and will run for 5 weeks. There's still space available in the program for more young players. So best of luck to all the spring athletes. And this weekend, we can look forward to the opening day parade and ceremony set for this Saturday, April 26th at 10 a.m. Teams will gather at Washington Park at 9:30. The parade will start at Washington Park and proceed north on Washington Avenue to McCoy Park, where the opening ceremony will be held. Stick around after the ceremony for our volunteer picnic, which coincides with opening day. Join us for games, music, food, softball, and more. This is also a great opportunity to meet our town's volunteers. Interested in volunteering? This is a perfect chance to learn more. And an update on the Hometown Heroes. We've ordered 9 additional banners for the spring, which will be displayed downtown in May, bringing our total to 119 banners. These banners are expected to last at least 3 years. Thanks to the new banners, last year, the DPW started hanging banners further north on Washington Avenue and on the east side, adding a lovely touch to our town. That is it.
Thank you. Council President Sigmund.
Turn my mic on first. Yes, usually I plug for volunteering for coaches. I'm gonna shift just a little bit and reiterate that this volunteer picnic is a great opportunity for people to get to understand what you have the option to do to help out in town. We have a great group of people that are gonna be there and lots of information, also some fun things to do. So encourage everyone to make it.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Okay. Councilman Scott.
So the DPW continues to really routinely clean the downtown and the parks and properties, weekly lawn and landscape maintenance, the borough parks and properties. Continue to inspect and clean the catch basins throughout the borough. Clean the trash trap, pick up bags of branches around town. Assisted PSC&G with the removal of 2 borough trees. Fix potholes in the DPW yard and the fire department lot. Ran 30 tons of street sweepings to the landfill. Mechanics report, service the police fleet as they come due for maintenance and breakdowns. Service the DPW fleet is also come due for service and breakdowns. Orchestrated the removal of credits to the DPW Napa account with over $1,500 worth of store credit for new and old stocked items dating back to older vehicles the borough no longer owns. That's a good thing. Service the borough senior bus, full maintenance on the bus, wheelchair lift, clean the inside, stains on the walls and floors, maintain clean and welcoming visual for the riders of the bus. Include striping, cleaning, priming, painting the wheels and updated clean appearance. They maintained all records for borough equipment, ensuring units or registrations are up to date. And a reminder, the street sweeping schedule has started. Please remove your vehicles from the street according to the schedule, which is available on the borough's website. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I'll just start with saying I hope everybody had a nice and blessed Easter and Passover with their families. And the Easter egg hunt was a great time. So good job by all. Ms. Cedar, keep up the good work. National Volunteer Month activities. As we know, April is National Volunteer Month in the Borough of Dunellen and nationwide. We have 2 events coming up this week to celebrate. First, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. will be our annual mayoral town hall on volunteerism at the George W. Hodgelick Firehouse. Our volunteers will be joining us to talk about their boards or commission, what they do and how they get involved. You can attend in person or join us online via Zoom or live on YouTube. So please participate in that. It'll be a great event. And as noted, April 26th is our volunteer picnic immediately following the opening day at McCoy Park. It's a free event and we hope that you come and engage with some of our organizations and volunteer. Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony. The Borough of Dunellen will be holding our annual Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony on Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. We invite all members of the community to join us as we commemorate the fallen heroes of our great nation. All scouts, recreation sport teams, youth organization, and high school athletes are invited to march in the parade. Those interested in having a float in this year's parade should contact Recreation Program Coordinator Kelly Cedar at kcedar@dunellenborough.com by Monday, May 12th. We saw the Army Corps of Engineer resolution. Army Corps of Engineers Greenbrook survey work. The United States Army Corps of Engineers has reached out to the Borough of Dunellen requesting rights of entry to the borough-owned properties along the Greenbrook. The Army Corps of Engineers, in conjunction with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, will be performing survey work over the next 3 years associated with the Greenbrook Flood Control Project to analyze river channel cross sections that may have been affected or changed by tropical storms Irene and Ida. Although a specific start date has not yet been provided, they will notify the borough in advance of any planned activity. The borough will then inform residents of when the survey teams are expected to be present along the Greenbrook. These teams may be visible while conducting their assessments. However, no disruptions to residential properties are expected. Anticipated locations include sections of 4th Street, Jackson Avenue, Mountain View Terrace, Lincoln Avenue, North Washington Avenue, 3rd Street, and 6th Street in Greenbrook. This work is essential to ensuring the effectiveness of ongoing and future flood mitigation efforts in the Borough of Dunellen. As Councilwoman Rios noted earlier, on April 18th, the sewer lateral issue was caused by an improper connection that was discovered by our DPW and Parsa on Penfield Place. Business Administrator Alex Miller will meet with NJ American Water representatives about this issue this week. New Jersey American Water will be responsible for fully repairing the street according to our 5-year moratorium in our streets ordinance. So it was an unfortunate circumstance, but the road will be returned to the appropriate state because it was recently paved, but it was an emergency and had to be repaired. So thank you to the DPW and Parsa and those who had to show up on scene when it happened. Our engineers report, Klein Place, the infrared pavement repairs were performed and CME is investigating recent concerns raised about chipped curbs and pavement cracks that appear to have occurred while they were repairing it. So again, they will be held responsible for repairing. Washington Avenue streets lighting, pre-construction meeting was held on March 6th. CME is in the process of working out some issues with PSE&G, so more to report on that soon. Second Street Phase 1, pre-construction meeting was held on March 6th. A notice to proceed was issued on March 25th. Work is scheduled to commence by April 29th, weather permitting. The railroad culvert, CME attended a meeting with representatives of the Army Corps and DEP to discuss the status of their improvements and whether or not they have improved tailwater conditions in the Bonnegat Brook. Railroad culvert is along South Avenue and North Ave Extension in Pulaski. It's the project on the south side of town. They share their analysis with the Army Corps and are coordinating the analysis with them. They have also contacted the I-Bank to discuss the next steps with the financing of the project. So our engineers are preparing a response that allays questions from the Army Corps. So as that progresses, we'll continue to report. 635 Bound Brook Road, as we noted tonight, the bids received on the 27th of March at 11 a.m. They had to be rejected due to irregularities to the parent low bid and local public contracts law requirements. So as we saw tonight, we'll be rebidding the project. And our engineers requested the status of the New Market Road and Walnut Street intersection project from the county. And they have indicated they have solicited the proposal from an engineering firm, which was due back to the county by April 15th. So hopefully by the next council meeting, we have a little bit more to update. So we're getting closer to that moving forward from the county's perspective, because it is an intersection run by the county. So that's my report this evening. Item number 8 on the agenda is council discussion. We have no council discussion on the agenda this evening. Item number 9 is department head reports. So legal, anything to report?
No reports.
Okay. Clerk.
Yes. Dunellen is looking for 2 more poll workers for the June 10th primary election. The 2 spots can be filled by a Democrat, Republican, or unaffiliated Middlesex County registered voter. The hours are 5:15 a.m. to 8 p.m. The pay for the day is $300, and poll workers are required to take 1 training class, which they will get paid $30 for. If you're interested, please contact the clerk's office as soon as possible. And that's my report.
Okay, thank you. IT, anything?
No new report, Mayor.
Okay, DPW. Recreation. Police. OEM certs.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be participating in the mayor's town hall regarding
Thank you.
volunteerism. We hope to have representation at the picnic. However, many members of our team will be engaged in a full-scale exercise or drill at the fire academy. It's going to be regarding a tornado. There's going to be victims. There's going to be removal of a victim from, let's say, a falling structure. So these CERT teams from all over the state, as well as emergency first responders, will be present for this drill. Again, we are actually going through this full-scale drill, and certain members will get an opportunity to exercise the skills they learned, the life-saving skills they learned during the training. So that's, I just want to let you know that if you don't see us there, that's what we'll be doing all day Saturday.
Okay. Well, thank you, Homer, to you and your team and the service that you provide. Good work. Any other departments? Okay. We'll close that section. Item number 10 on the agenda is public comments. We'll open the floor to those in chamber, then go to those online. We ask that you please state your name and address, ask your questions, make your concerns known, and the microphone is open to the public.
There is Homer Mosley, 113 Pearl Place, Dunellen. There is one item I'd like to bring to the council's attention. There's one of our residents have some chairs that's been left. I know we have an ordinance against that, where debris are left curbside. It's been there for maybe a couple of weeks. And in fact, DBW were trying to sweep the streets and probably, and could not sweep that particular area. So just,
Okay, so I would just kindly ask after the meeting, provide Mrs. Stats the address and we'll hand it to code enforcement.
okay.
Thank you. Any other members of the public in chambers, please state your name and address. We're here to listen to your concerns, answer questions. Without hearing any in the chambers, we'll open up the floor to those in the public online. Please state your name and address. I'll make one last general comment for everybody, general public. Please ask your question, state your name and address for public comment. Without hearing any, we'll close that portion of the meeting. We have no executive session this evening, so item number 11 on the agenda is resolution 198, a resolution of adjournment. Before we do that, our next council meeting is May 5th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in these chambers. You can join in person or online. So can I have a motion and second on resolution 198?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Scott.
Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Didn't think so. Have a good night, everyone.